Let us discuss section 8 of unit 1 of financial accounting 3. In this session we can discuss the method of solving a problem on revaluation account. Before we go to the problem directly, I would like to inform you that if you have some knowledge of journal entries relating to revaluation account, and if you have knowledge of pro forma of revaluation account, that will be helpful for you to understand the revaluation account, and it will be helpful for you to understand the method of solving a problem under revaluation account. Now, first of all, we should know in revaluation account there are different categories of entries that will be recorded. The first set of entries that will be recorded is increase in the value of asset, then second set decrease in the value of asset, in the third set increase in the value of liability, in the fourth set decrease in the value of liability, then fifthly unrecorded asset, then sixth unrecorded liability, then the last entry will be for transferring of profit or loss in the revaluation account to the to the old partner's capital account. So here we know the revaluation account in the debit side, all deductions will be recorded. That means decrease in the value of liability asset, increase in the value of liability, unrecorded liability, etc. And in the credit side, all increase, that means increase in the value of asset, decrease in the value of liability, then unrecorded asset, etc. will be recorded. Finally, we derive the balance, and that balance will be transferred to the old partner's capital account in their profit sharing ratio. Now, let us go through the problem given in the screen. Here, Murari and Vora were partners in the partnership firm with a capital of 1,20,000 and 1,60,000 respectively. Here the capital as given here may be appearing in the revised balance sheet, so it has no relevance for us while preparing the revaluation account. As on 1st April 2010, they admitted Yadav as a partner for 1/4 share in profits on his payment of rupees 2 lakh as his capital and 90,000 for his 1/4 share of goodwill. Here a new partner is admitted. Yadav is a new partner. He is eligible for 1/4 share in profits. So we have to keep in mind this 1/4 share. If you want to calculate the sacrifice ratio, then that share may be essential for us. Here in revaluation account, the sacrifice ratio's role is not there. So old profit sharing ratio is enough for us. Then on that date, the creditors of Murali and Vora were 60,000. It's actually the liability value given. Bank overdraft was 15,000. It's again one more liability is given. Then their assets, cash, apart from cash, the stock is 10,000, debtors is 40,000, plant and machinery is 80,000, land and building is 2 lakh. Here this is the value of assets given. That may be useful for us for calculating increase or decrease in the value of asset and liability while you are preparing the revaluation account. Then it was agreed that stock should be depreciated by 2,000. Now you see this value, this information is very important for us while preparing revaluation account. Here we know there is depreciation in the value of stock. Here when the stock is depreciated by 2,000, it will be a deduction in the value of asset that will come to the revaluation account debit side. So we have to enter it in the debit side of the revaluation account, that is 2,000. Then plant and machinery by 20%. Again it is a one more depreciation. So when there is depreciation in the value of plant and machinery, you have to go to the revaluation account debit side, and we have to enter the concerned assets name, and we have to write the total amount of depreciation. That means 20% of the value of plant and machinery. Here plant and machinery's value is 80,000. So out of 80,000, 20% is to be taken as depreciation on plant and machinery. Then rupees 5,000 should be written off as bad debts. Here bad debts written off means again one more liability is created or provision is created. So it will come to the debit side of the revaluation account. So we have to enter it in the debit side. You can take it as increase in liability only. It can be taken as provision. So unrecorded provision. So we have to enter it in the debit side of the revaluation account. And finally one more value, that is appreciation in the value of building by 25%. So this appreciation in the value of building is an item to be recorded in the revaluation account in the credit side, because it is an increase in the value of asset. So that should be taken to the credit side of the revaluation account. Once we record all the transactions relating to this problem, then we can take the balance, and that balance can be carried forward to the partners capital account, it can be distributed in the old profit sharing ratio. Now the revaluation account is prepared. It is on the screen now. Just see to stock account. Here any decrease in the value of stock should be recorded here. 2000 is the value decreased in stock, so that is being recorded in the debit side of the revaluation account. Then to plant and machinery account, that means 20% of plant and machinery is written off. That means it is depreciation on plant and machinery. The total value of plant and machinery is 80,000. Now 20,000 is 20% is the depreciation, so it is being recorded is 16,000. Then provision for bad and doubtful debts. I told you any provision or any new liability can be recorded in the debit side of the revaluation account. So it is recorded. The amount is 5,000. It is already given. Then one asset is increased its value. One asset is increased its value. There is appreciation in the value of asset. That is land and building. So that land and building item, the value of appreciated asset will appear in the credit side of the revaluation account by land and building account, that is 50,000. Now whatever may be the profit or loss, you have to derive it. First you have to make the total. In the credit side the total is 50,000. The same value will come as a total balance in debit side. The balancing figure will be total 27,000. This 27,000 will be distributed among the old partners in their old profit sharing ratio. In the sense, it is a equal profit sharing ratio. So Murali's capital account, it is 13,500, and Murali's capital account, it is 13,500, and the Ora's capital account, it is 13,500. This is how we prepare the revaluation account. Here I will end the discussion. I hope you understand the concept of preparing the revaluation account. Please keep in mind some important points as far as the preparation of revaluation account is prepared. When the problem is given in the examination, or when you go through any problem as given in the textbook or reference book, go through all the information meticulously. Go sentence by sentence. You just go through the problem from the beginning. Try to find out whether the old profit sharing ratio is given. If the old profit sharing ratio is given, that will be used for distribution of profit or loss. Then if the profit sharing ratio is not at all given, you can assume that it is an equal profit sharing ratio. Here, if the old profit sharing ratio is not given, then you can say it is a old profit sharing ratio. Then what is the share of the new partner? You have to take it into account, because that may be helpful for you to calculate the sacrifice ratio. If you are preparing the full if you are answering the full problem, for example, if you are solving a problem in which you need to prepare revaluation account, partners capital account and balance sheet, you have to consider the share of new partner, because it can be helpful for ascertaining the sacrifice ratio as well as for calculation of the new profit sharing ratio. Then when you go through the information given in the problem relating to the preparation of revaluation account, first of all identify what information is useful, what information is not essential for you. Here the information that will be useful for you is the value of asset or liability. Here for preparation of revaluation account, the information may not be given in the form of a summary. Actually this is a summary form of problem. Sometimes they may give balance sheet of a particular date, the previous year, usually the previous year, and they may give information in the form of points. They may give adjustments, number 1, 2, 3, 4, in that order they may give. But first of all, go through the information. The value of assets and liabilities are important for you, because when they say the value of asset is changed, for example, they may say the value of machinery at present is 50,000. Now you have to look at the value of machinery given in the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, if it is 60,000, now it is 50,000, means the value of machinery is reduced. Or they may say the value of machinery is 70,000. Then the old value is 60,000, now it is increased to 70,000. So 10,000 will be appreciation. So whether it is appreciation or depreciation, to find out that, you should know the value as appear in the previous year's balance sheet. So it is actually the important information, the value of asset or liability. Then once you identify the items of increasing the value of asset, decreasing the value of asset, increasing the value of liability and decreasing the value of liability, you can record it in the revaluation account and go through the problem carefully for identifying unrecorded asset or unrecorded liabilities. Sometimes they will mention any particular asset is an unrecorded asset, that unrecorded asset should be recorded now in the revaluation account. They may also mention unrecorded liability. Here in the problem they may state it at any place, either in the beginning or in the middle of the problem or at the end of the problem. But when they mention it, you have to record that unrecorded liability. Then you have to give importance to any provision that's being created. For example, provision for bad debt or RBD, that should be always recorded in the revaluation account. That will go to the debit side of the revaluation account. This is the method you have to follow for analyzing the problem. Once you analyze the problem, you have to once you complete all the transactions in the revaluation account, then you have to go for balancing the account. You have to get the total. The larger amount of total will be the balance in both the sides. Then you have to get the balancing figure. Here balancing figure, if it appears in the debit side, then it will be the revaluation profit, and if it appears in the credit side, it will be the revaluation loss. Here either revaluation profit or revaluation loss. There is nothing like that there is no condition like only profit should come or only loss should come. It depends on the situation. Whatever may be the profit or loss of revaluation, it will be transferred to the old partners capital account, and it will be transferred to old partners capital account in their old profit sharing ratio. This is the point you have to keep in mind. Here sacrifice ratio has no relevance here, new ratio has no relevance here. The old profit sharing ratio is the ratio upon which the revaluation profit or loss should be distributed among the partners. It will be transferred to the old partners capital account. Here only to the old partners you have to give it in the form of the old profit sharing ratio. Here we end the discussion. Thank you.